I'm FNGR, and today I'm putting out a call with the Burning Donut. I'm going to include here, it's come up a couple of times during the Wootmaster stream and during this call with the Donut. I somehow wound up being on the Vida Defense Force, and I'm gonna fix that right now. I found a call where Vida got naked. Obviously, there's not gonna be the nude on screen. It's in front of a 15-year-old, that 15-year-old being Pink Mist. You can hear Corpulent Brony saying, "Oh no, I think I saw the V in call." I'm going to play the clip here. I've mentioned this clip to people like Step, Hateful Tate, and perhaps Leo, I'm not sure. I guess it's just not an issue. I guess Flutter Rocket, in his case, didn't have to delete his Twitter, YouTube, and Discord. I'm going to play the Vida clip. Feel free to grab that and spam it at Jace on Twitter, or anyone else from Top of the Barrel when they try to play the moral pleas on you. Just remember, if you need an excuse, you were drunk, considering that seems to be the only thing that it takes. As for Donut, I've made all my arguments I need to him in call. If you don't want to hear the Vida part, if you tap the arrow button forward on your keyboard, it'll jump ahead 5 seconds. I'll put a timestamp to jump straight to the Donut call. Thank you for your time.
Okay, let's say... Hold on, Anthony, shut the fuck up.
My nuts.
Pinkness, what are you saying?
I put a hug for you in the chat.
Oh, I see. It's so cute. Anthony, hug me now, okay? I want a hug from you. You don't have to actually hug me, but just hug your monitor.
I'll hug you, Vida.
Why wouldn't you hug your monitor? That's such
Give
a...
him a kiss, Anthony.
I think I've done that for one person in my
Oh god, I think I saw the V.
Hug me.
Guys,
Alright, so for context, when Corpulent says, "I seen the V," that Vida stood up in call and flashed his penis to everyone. Now, unless I miss my guess, Pink Mist was 15 at the time. Do with that what you will.
I'm going to, but it's like
I technically didn't when I first popped in the call because I didn't expect you to pick up, and I was like, oh fuck.
Well,
okay, I guess we are doing this.
Well, I try not to be a guy to hold grudges, so it's like whatever, right?
Well, I could defend everything I did.
Well, I can too, but anyway.
Oh no! I mean, if you want to put that out there, I'll definitely back up for that.
Anyway,
I've consistently did that with freaking goddamn SDX Darkus when I found out that he was in the Furry Raiders, and I said, "Hey, look, just like Donut, here or there," and he also made the bad decision, and that was the end of his story.
I'm just saying. Anyway,
Sure.
Like,
go ahead.
Okay, my knowledge about fucking Psyguy isn't really that extensive because it's like, I just remember, like I said, this was when I was in the homeless shelter, so like I wasn't regularly able to join the groups and group chats and stuff, so it was like,
I remember the story.
Yeah.
But
so,
you asserted, though, real quick, because I know that inevitably it's possible that Sheldon will hear this, and you said that Harp was the spiritual success. Well, I know that's what Brixie said, and a lot of those guys did.
Well, no. I mean, no. Honestly, like Harp and like I know that you guys like to say that Harp was like this bizarre thing that Brixie created, was this gathering point for whatevers and stuff. But it's like, honestly, it was the PFC. Like, it had like the same members, it had like the same group, it had everything. So it was like, that was part of the reason I found it so annoying that you guys kept like pointing it out, that, oh, you're a part of this group and this group is that. But I mean, the thing is, like, Sheldon was also, just to say, Sheldon was also a mod in that group too. So
oh no, I've pointed that out a couple of times.
all right, well,
if you want to point out that that's more a fucking, Sheldon's not in my room. Sheldon was in a streaming Discord that we did together where he was an excellent co-host, or at least a feature of the stream, and we only removed him because we ran out of room when we were talking to. We won't bog that down, but it wasn't anything personal. But yeah, I've had my issues with Sheldon. I've explained my issues to Sheldon. Yes. Go ahead.
No.
But I'm trying to say, when you're saying, was Sheldon calling fucking at the PFC?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I just make sure. Yeah, I thought
no. This was like back and forth between Harp and the PFC.
All right, I thought this was funny because Horse News it was either Theo or I think Rendrick who said that fucking Top of the Barrel was a spiritual successor. I was like, no, no, it's pretty apples and oranges there. The only thing in common is that they both like to start shit, but it was on the opposite ends of fucking, for reasons why, I felt.
Yeah. Well, part of my involvement with this was basically because Super Crikey Dave is like one of my favorite artists. So when I heard that like Sheldon, I think it was Theo and a couple other
Oh,
guys
I
were.
was under the impression that we were here to talk about Psy, but no, that's
No. The reason he was involved is because they were friends for a while, and it was like, so it was natural that like I started hearing about this story too, because like
well.
I didn't even.
I am a little reluctant to jump on this one for a couple
No,
of reasons.
I don't blame you. It's a
Well,
very.
no, oh yeah, there's a lot to it, and some
Yeah.
of the people, when I
Mhm.
say that the sources go back to Tumblr, like they're very Tumblr-y. Like,
No.
yeah, one of the first fucking comments, I went to the full Tumblr fucking expose thing. If you go through it a little bit, it's like, I'm tired
Yeah.
of explaining white privilege, and I was like, I'm not saying that
Oh,
that
no.
invalidates everything. It just makes me want a little bit more. I want
No,
a,
I know.
but there
I
were
tried
a
to do-
lot of people, Donut, that went after Psy, and I'm like,
I know.
and he
and
left,
it was-
and he didn't defend himself, and I'm like,
Well, because the thing is like he had like so many people go after him, and like I said, this is kind of one of those things where it's just like there's so much evidence that it did happen, and there's so much evidence that it didn't happen, and it's like it's hard to say because like I went down that rabbit hole too, and you just start reading like comments of like just dozens and dozens and dozens of fucking Tumblr comments of like, oh no, he did this to me and he did that to me, and they start using like really nebulous terms like, oh well he was grooming this person,
all
and
right,
it's
well,
like,
hold it, Donut. For all our problems and differences,
yeah,
I have not heard any 17, 15, 16, or anything on down accuse you of anything, Donut. And there are a lot of people who have problems with you, but nobody of the underage variety has come to me specifically to complain about you. And I would have been glad to put that. Yes. Why this guy, though? And why so many?
that I believe me, I don't know, because it was like, but like I said, this is kind of one of those things where it's like no one specifically has gone to the police, no one specifically has done anything, and like you said, it's like trying to research it. It's like this just massive rabbit hole.
I do have to point this out about the police thing. Like,
Yeah,
for example, just because the police haven't gotten involved, I mean, there's Kiro.
yeah. Oh no, I know.
I mean, by all intensive rights, I think we're all pretty sure. And feel free to correct me if you disagree. He
I don't.
probably could use a bit of jail time.
Oh God, like did you see the? Oh, I'm guessing you did see the Mr. Medicare thing about the guy who exposed Kiro the Wolf.
Are you referring to Snake Thing or?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He just got to jail on Christmas is when the information leaked. He's
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's finally in bars. No.
Oh, well, see, there's a guy that deserves to be in jail. Like, holy shit.
He is facing up to 170 years.
Jesus Christ.
I know. It's almost like people don't like people who abuse animals and go after kids. But yeah, there's.
I know, right? like you always hear about those kind of sentences, but it's like, wow.
Well, I heard he's pleading and they're arguing about it back and forth. I'd be happy with 25 to life.
Oh, I mean, that's kind of.
I
like,
can't see him making parole. He'll be there forever.
Well, supposing some prison justice doesn't happen.
Yeah, I like those odds too. But
Yeah.
I would have liked to have reached out, and I know that freaking Psy is still floating around, and Crikey did reach out to me, and I'd love to be able to talk to specifically some of the accused or the accusers before really moving forward, because it's all old hat by now. Not saying it's any less valid.
That's why I was so surprised to see you talking about it, because it was like, wait a minute, this is like 10 years old.
I never heard about it the whole time, and basically so I did a stream with the missus here where we were just arguing back and forth, because just out of the blue, because I sent her a video about Interview with a Vampire, and she's like, do you think that Louis from Interview with a Vampire is a child groomer? And I like Louis, so I was like, no, as a matter of fact, and we argued back and forth, and I was like, well, maybe, a child killer, absolutely, but let's not mix, let's not muddy the waters here. And Eventually, a furry came along. There's a guy named Commander Wolfie that I got into it with, but I keep in touch with him periodically, and he's like, oh, do you know about the Bernie pedophile of 2014 in Galacon? And I'm like, it sounds like bullshit. I would imagine somebody would have told me by now. And he's like, no, seriously. All right, give me some links. And I was like, well, I'll be damned. This is going to be a rabbit hole. And then Leo called him up and left a message for him. I don't think he's going to get back to us anytime soon. Yeah, he has a YouTube channel.
Well, let's see. Is the knowledge of what I have about the whole thing is basically like Brixie and Sheldon, and I think a couple other of the PFC guys did a harp cast with him, and they did the interview with him and stuff like that, and like I was actually invited to go on, but unfortunately, like I'm a huge like Crikey Dave fan, so I was like, I thought they were still friends, so I was like, nah, I think I'll sit this one out. And then like we started like looking into the accusations and stuff, and like I said, I only popped in occasionally because I was going through hard times at this point, and I would always see like the memes of like there was one. Like there were a lot of the quote unquote accusers that like actually responded to their videos and stuff. And were like, oh geez, I'm so sorry that I completely ruined your life, but that's life. Skateboards out, and so like what? Like that was one of the weird things is that so many of the accusers would actually come back and apologize and be like, oh no, I didn't mean it. Sorry, ruined your life,
Yeah, I've had little weird things like that happen. I'm trying to remember. It used to be one of Dog Pratchett's minions. I can't remember her damn name. I actually, oddly enough, helped. Here's how that happened. Indigo Bang, that's the name of the girl. Originally, I helped her cover how freaking he was shorting her for money because I don't appreciate content creators getting ripped off what they're due. And later on, I was about to come on a show with Rags. And I was like, hey, we don't get along or anything like that, and we're diametrically opposed. What can you tell me, bad about Rags? And she's like, well, he's a misogynist. He's, this, that, and the other. He hangs out with a pedophile, and worst of all, he's transphobic. And I said, okay, I don't really care about all that gay shit. What about the pedophile? And her head exploded. She went around trying to bury me after that. I also stand behind everything I said there. I only cared about, and he's like, look, I was in a room, I briefly talked to him in passing in a main room, and I was like, no, that sounds fair. If I were in a chat with Kira the Wolf and I had a chance to ask him some questions, I absolutely would.
No, I don't believe me, I know, and it's like, I imagine probably get kicked out, everyone would be like, oh man, this alt-right Nazi.
I could do it polite. I could absolutely talk to freaking Kira the Wolf without fucking snapping on him. I would accidentally then lure Leo into the chat to ask all the real questions I wanted to ask, but as for the alt-right thing, yeah, is it overprescribed? Have I ever seen anything specifically about you that would suggest that you're alt-right? I mean, are you a big tower or not? I can't remember.
Tower?
The fucking male rights thingamajig.
Oh, you mean MGTOW?
Yeah, that's what I said.
I mean, it's hard because, like...
so that's a yes or no? It's not the same thing. It's not the same thing, and that's the closest as I can get. Yeah, I'd call it a red flag, but I wouldn't specifically call your leanings as that, and you don't dress good enough to be on the alt-right. No offense.
Is there a dress code for the alt-right?
I don't know. I pictured Richard Spencer in the suit, so...
Oh, okay. That's where you get that. I've been wondering what that's supposed to be a meme to. I'm like...
Well, there's also the fact that you were one of the people when we mentioned the Hugo... Yeah, you were the first person, I think, when we said you were like, oh yeah, the Nazis were designed by Hugo Boss, which was a clothing fashion line. And you me, and Nick Z were talking about it.
Yeah. And I get really tired of people being like, oh, look, it's an iron cross. That means this guy's a Nazi. And he's all like, you ever seen the clothing line for West Coast Choppers? Like, Jesus Christ.
Well, I look at it like this. It's something worth looking into, but it's not a condemnation. A red flag at most is what I would call it.
Yeah. Well, a lot of it actually comes from, at least in motorcycle culture, I can't say specifically about like that guy, but in motorcycle culture, there was a thing where like when people got home from World War II, they needed a helmet, and it just so happened that the only helmet that they had was like the ones from the Nazis they killed. So it was like it was more of a sign to say, look at how much we fucked these guys up.
Wasn't the Iron Cross even a World War One symbol first too?
Well, that's the thing, is like the Nazis like used a lot of imagery that was like prior World War II. So it was like, like the whole swastika thing, and like they had to reverse it and stuff like that. And it's like,
yeah, no, I know the swastika's in a couple different cultures as well. It's when it's turned on the axis, but whatever.
Yeah, and it's like I even like did some research for I was looking up stuff about the Hindenburg one time. And there's actually like a lot of pictures of it that, prior to World War II, they actually had like a bunch of swastikas all over it because it was like from Germany and stuff like that.
No, I didn't know that. But
yeah, no.
It's like, I admit I'm partially the reason we got a little bit off track there. But
yeah, sorry about that.
So I will admit, obviously, if we're talking about impendingly looking at someone as fast as possible, the fact that Crikey Dig is a bit more, shall we say, he's not dead. he's trucking along. He seems like he's doing fine. My only question is, let's put it this way: has anything recent come up? Are there any recent accusations about the man?
I mean, I saw, I think it was like your friend Brony Inspector, I think, said something about it.
All right, so okay, you told me everything I need to do. I talked to Brony when he gets back from whatever free con he just went to.
Well, I'm assuming because it's like it was the same avatar on Twitter, like using your girlfriend's symbol.
Oh no! Brony Inspector isn't on Twitter, so that must have been Rouge.
Oh, okay. Well,
that's just me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Brony is religious about not being on Twitter, which, to be fair, it is a fucking migraine.
Oh yeah, no, it's a mess.
Yeah, I absolutely can bend the knee. It's useful though sometimes. As for Psy, ideally, I would like to talk to him before moving forward. I'd like to do that with every situation. It's why I was able to sit down and talk with Performance Major. I was glad to sit down and talk with Dusky Novel, who so lovingly impaled himself when we did. On that note, question Donut, I understand what it's like to get caught up with hating somebody. Why did you run in that room to defend those two morons?
What?
So, in regards to the Discord thing, or whatever room it was, this is when I was still in touch with Vida. You were in a room when they were raiding it when Performance Major and Dusky Novel were both in there, and you went to defend them from him.
Oh,
and I am not pro Vida, but at the same time, I remember.
No. I can explain that.
Okay,
it's all right. All I know is that like I was in a room, and these guys are like, these are a couple of rooms at Vida, and Sheldon are fucking, they're all trying to, they're all trying to fucking harass people for. And, at the time, Vida was coming after me, raiding chats, posting screenshots and everything.
You jumped on it without being completely informed, and you wound up in...
Exactly.
Okay.
No. It was.
So you understand why I jumped to the conclusion that I did?
No. I understand, but it's like you're kind of like. I mean, I understand, and of course, Vida naturally is like, "Hey, I got a screenshot here. Got the screenshot, man." So,
well, look, I remember, and I said, "Look, man, this is a really bad look. I know it's not explicitly against the law or the rules of the room, but this isn't the kind of thing I want associated with the Rift, and I hope you guys make the right decision." I remember who backed me up. Nobody opposed at the time, and that's why it carried. I made my points about Harp. I think we've talked about that already. The guy who was in charge of the room identified a certain way. He was loud and proud about it, so I'm not even gonna call you out about whether you are or into a certain kind of hentai. I don't care at all. Don't even want to know. None of my business. Yeah. Hopefully, hopefully you're not into the real thing, Donut, and that's where I'm gonna put that up. Okay.
Yeah, no, that's like anyway.
Okay.
But I mean, as far as like Crikey Dave and stuff, I'm really tired right now. It's like between the holidays and everything.
No, I appreciate that. Believe me.
As far as SuperPsyguy goes, like the PFC and Harp like defended the crap out of him for a long time, and like I said,
What was Sheldon's stance?
Sheldon was one of the people who was like, if I remember correctly, like he seems to have deleted a lot of the videos for obvious reasons. If I remember correctly, like one of the videos they had was like just them reading the comment section to that podcast, and it was like, it basically they all at least seemed to believe that there wasn't enough evidence to say this person did it. So it was like, and at the time, like, yeah, Sheldon was like pretty hardcore, like supporting, the whole not supporting the Me Too movement thing, and not, it's like, oh, look, this is just another guy trying to be Me Too.
The way I look at it as, you look really god awful and you throw your credibility down the toilet to try and bury somebody who didn't do something exactly. Now, without saying a very specific name, there's somebody out there who's 21 who may or may not have done something with a 17-year-old. And consistently, there's a 4-year gap there that, in a lot of instances, is well within the guidelines of being legality. And that was my standpoint when a bunch of other people blew up on Twitter. Despite the fact I wouldn't mind seeing that person go down in flames, I wasn't prepared to move a goalpost just to see it happen. I'd be glad to have a talk with this person. I understand that in Crikey Dave's case, he might be big enough to hand wave me away. SuperPsyguy, little less so. Little less so for the guy with 300 view average right now, or 700 view. I know I'm not doing so good.
Because I mean,
still,
and I don't want to. I don't mean to sound like I'm trying to defend the guy, but because he kind of gets. Oh God, how do I put this? He gets tomb critiqued a lot, where it's like there are tons of people just sitting around waiting for him to make a move, and then the moment he tries to do something,
it doesn't help the fact he kind of looks like him a little bit.
I've actually never seen what he looks like.
We just came across that video. Here, let me grab a picture for you.
Oh, jeez.
So let's see. I sent it to Creepy Reading earlier. Copy link. Now you tell me if I'm having an imagination here, but does this old boy here look like Toon? A little bit.
Hold on. I got to scroll up some here.
Yeah.
I
mean, it is red and black now that you mention it.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I know, right? I mean, look, it could be just a healthy coincidence. It could be all these people just got together like OJ and said, "You're right, it's just too good. We have to go after him." But I mean, I have to wonder, man. I just have to wonder. And there seem to be an awful lot of people out of the blue who really wanted to get this guy.
I mean, this kind of thing happens, and it's like, it's hard to. It's hard to like find the best way to explain it without sounding like a massive victim blamer.
Oh, here, let's put it this way. I hate to make this argument myself, but I'm sure he'd be tickled pink about this. No one pisses off the LGBT community like fucking Vida.
Yeah.
Why hasn't one of these happened to him? If that's how this is just what happened. Let's say this. Yeah, you heard
Vida
what happened in BC.
Vida has a very good. Let's see here. He has a very good group that run interference for him. So it's like anytime someone does have something.
No, he's gotten smeared. He just hasn't got smeared in that direction.
Because it's like that's the thing is that if someone were like someone could literally have like video evidence of like Vida raping a nun, killing a baby, and it would be like,
look. I have my theory. I have my theory that basically if Vida got caught, that would their shield to get away with shit would happen, but I don't think it would be able to go that far.
He'd be like, "But I caught Tomb Critic, I swear."
Well, in that case, then how did Fusion go down the toilet? I mean, he did.
Well, but see, the reason Fusion did what he did was because he felt he could get away with it. It's all like, I'm
well, all of them do that. Don't. None of these guys, whether it be Dusky Novel, Toon Critic, Performance Major, I don't know, Draco Nightblaze, or this, allegedly this guy, nobody wants to get caught, I think. Maybe. I'm not a psychologist. We could argue whether they really want to get caught or not, but I'm going to assume that they don't.
Yeah. Well, it's just that, like, like I said, it's like there's a like Vida. If anyone were to ever come out with something like this about Vida, I guarantee he would just have his minions like just
Okay, so
swarm on someone.
here's the most I have. There's about
Uh-huh.
2 or 3 girls, at least I can prove one off the top of my head, where, he was kind of hitting on Stardust, or at least he was interested in her by the time he went to BC, when she would have been 18. It's not a long period of orbiting, it's a couple of months. Do I consider it a major hangup? No, because I actually consider girls at the age of 17 have their shit together. I consistently think that, regardless whether it's Vida, whether it's my batshit crazy ex, whether it's anybody I hate or like, I think that most people, I usually think 16 to 17, but definitely 17, have their shit together. Now, do I consider it a red flag? Certainly. And I'd be glad to bury him. Yeah.
The thing is, I've seen random stories pop up in the PFC about like 16-year-old girls from Vita's chat, like hitting on other people. Like one girl was actually going around trying to.
Don't. It is okay to be a cringy kid and hit on an adult. It is not okay for the adult to hit on the kid. I have known this forever.
No, I agree. I'm not saying wrong.
You should say no.
Yeah. I remember being a cringy kid hitting on fucking older women, and they friend zoned me quite nicely. It's circle of life. Yeah. And I'm gonna tell my kid that someday. Look, you can go hit on whoever you want, but when you're old enough, you have to friend zone people after a certain age.
Yeah. But I mean, basically, yeah, it was a big thing in harp and PFC for probably about a year or so.
From what there were leaks over to the PFC from Top of the Barrel.
This time, yeah. There are some members of the PFC who are
how much of an age difference before we get to that? Because if it's 20 to 16, I have consistently said, and I even said that.
No. It usually is around 16, as far as I know.
Okay, but hold it. If it's 16 to 20, and I even said this for Grizzly.
I know.
Yeah, I said, look, and I know it bothered a couple people. I'm like, that's within, there's some states where there's a Romeo and Juliet law. Not all, but I'm sure there's some, and I'm willing to give that leeway. And then they fortunately or unfortunately, depending on who you ask, Grizzly winded up going after somebody who was 14. Now, even if we didn't find that, Grizzly was going around saying, well, don't worry, you can't get away from me, I'm a con staff. I still would have bitched at him. I still would have fucking absolutely dragged him across the coals. But I would have been less reluctant to call him a predator, which he absolutely was, and there's I've already made that point several other times. But if you have something on, I don't know, anybody in Barrel, for example, I upset a couple of my friends when I fucking put out the thing about Mal. And I said, look, I'm putting it out in case anybody else has any other complaints about the guy. The fact that he sent a midriff to a 17-year-old, I guarantee you Mintheart has seen boobs by now. And I'm sure she isn't, like, she didn't get that picture, she didn't fall on the floor, and she didn't rock back and forth crying. It did not destroy her. I'm sure she was okay.
Well, it is kind of the thing where it's like, unfortunately, like a lot of the basically like Mintheart is kind of, now see, this is are you recording right now?
Yeah, but go ahead. I'm not on the White Knight. My missus is. I'm not on the White Knight Mintheart Defense Force. I remember that's the other thing that confused me too. Yeah, hold up. I was confused too when they're like, you guys are calling Donut a pedophile, but you're letting Mintheart hang out with Donut. That's pretty retarded. I took more issue when she hung out, like, even as a joke with Brixie. I'm like, I'm not laughing.
Well, I mean, but like, there was a girl, I don't know who it was.
Here, hold it. I want to bring that up right now, and I hopefully, God be willing, someone from Top of Barrel brings this up. We ran Isaac Collar out on a fucking rail for fucking hanging out with Toon Critic. Mintheart pretended to be dating Brixie, and I'm assuming hung out with him. Why wasn't she blackballed?
Because she's a friend of Vida. That's why.
All right.
I mean,
No, I know that's your stance, and I know that's the one I want to hear. But I'll definitely fucking leave that open. I'm definitely gonna timestamp that shit. And it's not like freaking Brixie was a clever, suave man who could open up doors for anybody. He was the very essence. He was the element of creepy. It was very
no,
easy.
I agree. I'm not going to sit here and defend his activities and his behavior and stuff like that.
Okay.
You know, but I'm just saying is that like I have seen a couple times. There was like one point where this like girl was going after oh crap, who's that horse news guy? Fucking
Okay.
Renderick. I
Okay.
think.
So hold it. Funny you should mention that, and I mentioned this to Rendrick when I ran into him at BronyCon. Fun story about. I'll get to him in a minute. You'll get a chuckle out of this. I was like, this my not friend Steppius, who likes to remind me he's not my friend. We're totally, absolutely fucking at worst ends right now. He's into you. And I turn on my phone. He's like, you got it? Okay. And he's like, suck your own dick, faggot. And I sent it to him from BronyCon. You could hear him die. It was brutal. I believe that Rendrick, as far as I could tell, when I walked into Brony Inspector's room, at Babs, Rendrick approaches me with Big Joey, or whatever his name is. And he's like, all right, we gotta ask you a question. They got real serious. Ready? Did you sleep with Mintheart? No. Are you dicking with us? Hey, Brony, no. Creepy? No, he didn't. Okay. And that was it. And I was like, that was the extent. Yeah, and I was like, well, that was easy.
There was a situation.
Mint was confused by that. Mint was like, what?
Mint, one of the jokes that like when Mint was hanging around with Brixie was that like she would have no problem like ERPing with people.
Okay.
And it's like
hold it. Okay, Donut. When I contacted you right now, because this is going to come up, did I mention Mintheart to you at all in advance?
Yes.
Today.
You just did.
No. Before I got in the call.
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. I don't mean right now when we're talking, not the part that's recorded. I mean before now. What I'm saying is I am drinking right now, and there was no prerequisite, because I know Mint may hear this later on, and you'll be like, I didn't get into this call specifically to bury Mintheart. This is now the donut hour. So I just want to be able to point that out. So you said that there's jokes that she was ERPing with people. Is that kind of like
that was actually a pretty common joke that a lot of people would but the story that I was trying to tell you about was that there was this girl who was going after Renderick.
Okay.
And she was telling him that like, oh shit, that basically fucking her and Vida were going out together. And like this was supposedly some grand ploy to make him jealous and make him want to see her somehow.
Okay.
And it was the thing that was backed up by the barrel. They made a big deal about it, being all like, "Oh man, we totally fooled that Renderick guy with that." You know, it was like, and I have spoken to girls that have said that they have wanted to get to know Vida better and things like that.
Well, hold it. By the mere fact that basically, and I am the last person to defend Vida. If there's an underage girl out there that wants to sleep with him, and he doesn't know about it, or he said no, that's not his fault, Donut. Did he know? Did he kind of court with it? How underage we talking to?
Well, they're like I said, they're usually about 16, so it's not
okay.
Like, it's not like
there certainly are people who would look. Why I personally don't really have that big of a sting. There'll definitely be people who will jump on that.
Yeah.
Do you have logs or anything like that?
I have one. It isn't solid, and it would not survive.
There was a girl. This isn't Solar Flares X, is it?
No.
Okay. I forget her name again because I've been drinking. She is not a good source.
No. It's the reason I'm hesitant to even say a name, is it's like this isn't exactly like deep. It's really not valuable to bring up unless it's like backed up with other stuff. But it's just someone that like we talk to and like. But anyway, the thing is, a lot of the kids who were in Fusion's chat
Okay.
were also in the barrel. You know, a lot of
I can believe that.
yeah, no, a lot of people who were in you know, a lot of people who were Fusion's fans were in were in the barrel, and it's like
Well,
it's
I wasn't aware that there was an age limit on Barrel. I mean,
no, well,
Efrion used to be in there, from what I understand.
yeah.
Step is in and out of there, and he's 15. I wasn't aware there was an age gap, and from what I understand, I forget who told me. I'll just say it was Step. Jace nuked the 18 plus room.
Yeah.
Are you going to tell me that? Look, if drama is inappropriate for minors, I'm in all kinds of trouble. I am not the guy to make that argument, buddy.
No. I'm just saying is that like that kind of behavior is you know, a thing that seems to happen a lot from Vida's.
Oh no,
Vida's.
I'll make that argument. Yeah, it does happen a lot. I don't necessarily lump Maul in with those people. As far as I know, that only was Maul sending a mid-drift shot from his cousin, which I totally don't agree with, and most people that I talked to, actually everybody I talked to, was like, no. And that was my big hang-up. Don't pass out cleavage shots of your family member.
Yeah.
seems
I know.
pretty simplistic.
Like I said, you know, the evidence that I have would not, you know.
Yeah, if your big
the
gotcha,
barrage
yeah,
and constant,
hold it.
you know.
If your big gotcha moment is that fucking for a bunch of moralists, they sure fuck up a lot. Yes, yes, I've been pointing that out myself. But if you said you had one shot though about like a 16-year-old in Vida.
Yeah. But it was just basically her saying that she had feelings for him, and that like
okay,
tried to.
Okay, Donut. Pastel Opal was interested in me, and I was fully prepared to leak every DM that we had, which I did, minus one little thing I told her about creepy reading in public, because he told me that in confidence, and I said something. It was basically something he didn't want out there. He was bashing somebody, and I was like, okay, I'll cut that out of the call. I'll remove that. If anybody needs me to validate it, I could probably hunt it back down and show it to Leo. But kids are going to be kids, and they're going to have a crush. Like, are you telling me that I'm dating a 10 right now? I would be shocked if there isn't a 16-year-old boy that has a crush on Rouge, especially if they knew what she looked like.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't worry me like that.
If I were 16, I would be really cringy and slinking up.
I know.
Oh, baby. No fucking tact, no civility. Hey, to ditch the hero, or let's ditch the zero and get with the hero, baby.
Wow.
Oh, fuck.
Well, no, I'm kidding.
Yeah, no, indeed. Again,
No,
I am the guy who would bend over backwards if you gave me anything of quality. And I said the same thing to freaking, I think it was Quillstroke, where she's like, you guys are being unfair, plus, you know, da-da-da-da. I'm like, fine, give it to me. I'm not going to defend Vida. I'll put up money. Is that what you're holding out for, Donut? Do you need money to find out? I mean,
no. It's
yeah.
Look, it's just I don't like. I'm trying to like actually sell artwork and stuff. I don't need fucking Vita's defense squad coming after me all the time.
Donut, I remember, and I thought it was a valid excuse at the time, and I don't really care now. Where you're like, someone commissioned me to draw the CMC, and they had like aerobic outfits or something like that, and you did bondage because someone paid you to. I'm like, okay. I've certainly seen creepier. I had Suriano on my podcast, and he's certainly done creepier. And I've defended him. There was one recently where I'm not going to go into that I looked at and said, nah, I think you're pushing it, pal. But you do what you got to do when you're starving, and Donut, you've been homeless, so I guess I don't have to argue whether Donut needed enough or not.
Yeah.
Sheldon had some choice words that you said that you liked drawing things, and I don't care, and I don't want to know. As long as you aren't going after real kids, You can have the digi defense, you just don't have to memorize it.
Well, I was just like, I like drawing some little girl. No,
All right, fine. I don't care.
no, I'm kidding. It was like that's the joke. It's like I don't know. It's like everything Digi says from now on is just going to be played with that slow motion shot of like, I like drawings of little girls.
Hold it. Here's my thoughts on Digi. He's I think he's settling down with a girl, and if nothing happens to his kid, I guess he wins. And if he doesn't, I guess you better not be a lolicon here to the heat of the universe, since he was the mouthpiece for the longest time.
Well, I got you.
Yeah, I don't know. My biggest concern that I said about Digi was, if any of those people who used to live with him, which I don't know if they do or don't, came across, like, let's say he had to run to the toilet, waited too long, bolted out of the room, gotta get there, gotta get to the can. Let's say he had the wrong thing on his computer. Do I think that Tom, Jesse, Ben, Gibbon, or whoever else was living there at the time would have gone, I've got to report this, or, I really like living in this house. I like those people, but
Yeah.
I have reasons to be concerned that they might not make the right move. I'm saying that super politely without stepping on anyone's...
I definitely see where you're going at with that.
And I like Tom. Tom's a great guy, and a lot of those other people are cool, and I'm not trying to start shit up with Ben. Fuck him.
Yeah.
Still.
I'm not trying to start shit with that guy, but fuck that guy.
Yeah, a little bit. Anyways, we did have a civil talk, and then they put me on roast because I sided with Monkey Jones, not because I like Monkey's work. I hated most of the shit Monkey did. I thought he was retarded and stupid. But I sided with him because I felt they did Monkey Jones raw. And that's, I know Digi ran out and laughed at Monkey when he fucked up really bad with Lou the Kitty, which he did. Really, really fucking astronomically bad. But, I mean, it didn't make you any less of a piece of shit because he made Jesse cry. No, get me wrong. Like, if I were Jesse Wood's friend and Monkey Jones's friend, I'd pick Jesse every day of the week. In a heartbeat. Yeah. But I would understand me doing that would make me a douchebag. Oh, what does Sheldon say? But I don't remember. It doesn't ring a bell. Okay, so no, he doesn't.
I figured he would say something like that.
One second. It would have been in regards to Psyguy or Cybrony, I believe.
Yeah, at the time, I think he was just giving up the like Psyguy thing and was trying to be bipolar and stuff like that.
Okay. But if you wanted the statement, we're covering it now. The most I'm going to do with this is I'm going to noise remove it, probably put some game footage up in the background.
I admit I'm using like the stock mic on my laptop here, so I don't...
Surprisingly enough, I don't hate it. Like, I've heard some really god-awful stock mics that you're doing okay for what you have.
Well, I mean, it's like, if there's some new shit that came out, I and it's like pretty credible, I'll fucking agree that he might have done it, but from what I have seen, it's hard to say because it's like it's just becomes this rabbit hole of trying to figure out like, are they telling the truth? Are they not telling the truth?
And for anybody who wants to say that we're ignoring a side, I am fully prepared to talk to both sides.
Yeah.
If you don't want to talk to me, then you can't sit there and say I'm ignoring you. That's all there is to it. I had my areas of concern. I specifically haven't heard anything from Psy. Him packing up shop and leaving looks terrible.
I mean, I kind of get why he did it because the thing is, there was just so many people, and it's like, you know how it is to get Me Too these days. It's like,
here, let's put it this way. You were around for any of the Spockter theory bullshit?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't want to say this because I know Brooke will fucking pop out of a bush and scream at me, but we don't all have someone of that caliber to come save our ass when we need it. And,
Oh no,
and I didn't need it myself. I'm fine. No one's going, oh, come save me. No, I'm fine, Brooke. You do you. You're doing a great job. I love your content. Glad you're willing to draw for me again. But it's just but the grace of God, could that have happened to fucking, Spock your theory had Brooke not been around? It's possible. There were other people who definitely spoke up about that. But I don't, was there anybody credible that took Sai's side?
That was the thing, is it's like so many people had, well, like for instance, I saw you were tweeting to Crikey Dave.
No, hold on. Here's Sheldon's statement. We talked to SuperPsyguy at the time that there was no evidence of him engaging. I don't remember, was it a sexual assault or sexual harassment? Is there something new or something, or maybe not? Well, yeah, there's no evidence I know about. If anybody has, feel free to show me.
Well, yeah, no, that's kind of the thing, is it's like I'm kind of interested too if something new pops up, because like I have spoken to the side guy and he swears up and down that like nothing happened and stuff like that, and but it's like.
But and here's the whole gist of it. And I'm sure I'll get a lot of reads for this. I don't care if he was if he was a complete dickbag to his girlfriends. Okay, he's a dickbag. I'm just interested if he dipped below the legal limit. That's my only concern.
Dio.
What? What do you mean?
Dio.
The language.
Wait, what's going on, Rouge?
I said I have the same opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not saying he should have done it, but I'm not here to really call people out for being a shitty.
Well, it's like, as far as like artwork and stuff goes, I say that as long as you understand the difference between fantasy and reality, that's fine. But it's like the moment you start,
well, here you go, Doug.
The moment you start trying to say that it should happen in real life, that's where my defense disappears.
Well, I'll put it to you like this. Do you consider feral artwork bestiality? Do you consider people who, I don't know, pleasure themselves to vampires, necrophiles?
Well, and that's kind of my thing, is it's like I'm a furry artist. I'm surrounded by people who draw that shit, and it's like I don't agree with it.
Yeah,
but
and I've consistently, usually I said it as more of a joke, when I saw Corpulent Brony or say Sethisto from EQD prefer the more pony form, and I understand that the drawn pony form is closer to a cat, yada yada yada.
Oh,
Sheldon had his long video about explaining why it's not the same thing.
No,
but at the same time, I don't feel that someone should have to bust out a long thesis statement for that.
Believe me, that was one thing that confused the crap out of me going from furry to brony. Is it was like it was so confusing, because the furries are always like, oh dude, you're into animals, you want to screw things, when basically you're drawing something that essentially looks human with tails and an ear. And then you go to brony and you're just bombarded with all these anatomically correct drawings of horse stuff, and you're like, what the fuck?
There's a fair amount of fucking furry that does the feral thing.
No, I know, and I'm not gonna say that
good luck cutting that out. They'll fight you to the death on that shit. Jesus.
No, go ahead, keep that in. That's fine.
Whatever.
I said, it's like if you understand the difference between fantasy and reality, draw whatever the fuck you want. I don't care. You know. But as soon as you start saying that X should happen in real life, that is where that isn't cool.
Okay. Again, the way I've explained it to everybody else is if you like or retweet too many of the same things, I'm gonna look into you, and if I see that you're following any maps, I don't feel I'm making much of a jumping conclusion there. like say Therapy Rarity, who claims I'm not into that, and he's got drawings of 5-year-olds afterwards, and I'm like, well, you said you were a map already.
That is kind of another.
You seem to be a bit more resentful that you had to give up certain things, and a lot of your artistic, I'm considering it smoke, but not everywhere there's smoke there's fire. If you want to use it as a guide, by all means, to sit there and investigate people, but it's not an absolute means by which to bury somebody. Again, the reason why we were concerned with you doing it is that you defended willingly or unwillingly, dusky novel and performance major, and I looked
Well,
at that and had a heart attack.
that was admittedly that was a bad decision on my part, and I'll fully admit that. Because my idea was that Vida was like making this big deal and like of harassing everyone who had any accusations. So I was like, well,
We were. I was.
if
I
he's-
was either in call with him or in text chat, and he's like, "Well, I'll be damned. They're both in here." And then he's like,
well,
Donut
I
joined the
was-
call."
I was literally in there for like 10 seconds. I even have like a screenshot of the person who runs the place who can back that up.
It was a very poor move.
No, I agree. I'm not going to sit here and try to defend that. But people who go around trying to say that like I was a member of his chat.
I specifically thought that you were doing it to shit on Vida, and I was like, there's better ways to wait. He would
No,
have given
you're
you
right.
an opening.
You are right. And it's like that is what that was.
Here's the whole thing. When
It was
when shit went sideways at BronyCon, I went the right way on that. I just saw him like, okay, there was a pedophile at BronyCon. I have to put my differences aside, and we're going to talk about that. Is it unfortunate that BronyCon basically put all their eggs in one basket and burying him and not the person that they should have? Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Sometimes life goes really bad, and instead of fixing the situation and eating a little humble pie, they decided to double down and be like, no, we don't have to talk about it.
well,
Well,
that's-
my
that's-
thought, my main argument to BronyCon, thank you. You've made this douchebag relevant again, and this is your fault, not mine.
No, it's like, yeah. See, that's one of the problems I've always had with the Brony fandom is it's like everything they want so hard to convince people that certain things don't exist, and their absolute refusal to talk about things only lets it fester in the corner.
I mean,
It's
we
like,
talk about it more than the furries do, I feel.
well, no. Well, the drama side does, and it's like that's part of what makes everyone. It's like, oh, I don't want
Well,
to hear that.
Josh has been willing to retweet a couple of these, things that we've covered and shit when we.
Well, because honestly, some of the things are like seriously fucking.
Ideally,
Grizzly the medic is a fucking is a piece of shit. Like,
well, we
fucking-
got him to retweet the therapy rarity thing, which again he was interested in. He's been to cons before. He talked about grinding at a girl at a rave, and I forgot who pointed out. You're like, you don't suppose that was a BronyCon rave? And I looked at freaking therapy rarity,
It was
aka
me.
critical thought, aka therapy rarity, and said this guy doesn't look like he goes to a lot of raves, and he certainly has gone to BC. More would be great, but the people that we have assisting right now have been doing a fine job.
Yeah.
And if someone wants to point out you're only looking into this because the things have dried up, yeah, but why is that really a bad thing? Yeah, I lament not having the numbers, but if everybody's safe, I mean, I'm not just pulling shit out of my ass. There have been a couple of stories where okay, that didn't really pan out. I can't really do anything with it.
Yeah. Well, again, part of the thing is that like when I saw you going questioning Crikey Dave, like I will tell you that he was one of the people that dropped him right off the bat. It's like it's basically soon as like this thing like all of this came out, like Crikey Dave was like, dude, I have too much invested, I'm out. So he has no knowledge of anything after the accusation.
I guess I would have been able to a little bit more happier talking to him, like, hey, how much did you know? For example, in Toon's case, do I suspect that certain people might have known more than they let on? I suspect.
Yeah.
But I can't prove. Is there more than I'm willing to put out there? Yes. Yes, Donut, there is, as a matter of fact. But it wouldn't be proof, it would just muddy the waters more.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, Vida knows those things too, and still didn't put them out, oddly enough.
Well, see, that is part of the problem. Is that like the whole
Well, yeah. If you
thing.
well, don't. If you shut up about something and it goes sideways, yes, people should look at you wrong. There is a chance that when you're giving someone the benefit of the doubt, and I pointed it out when there was someone who just got nicked for pedophilia when he first gave me his story. I covered the name because he said, "I'm very sorry, it was a mistake. I didn't understand. I didn't think that those girls were underage. I did stalk this girl here," and I was like, I separated his gross behavior between that and him actually going after kids. And then I found out he fucked up and went after kids like shortly thereafter, and I was like, well, and he's like, you're pissed at me. I'm like, yeah, as a matter of fact,
bro.
yeah.
Well,
You cried to me. You came to me in tears. You earnestly spilled your fucking heart to me, and I took you at fucking face value because I'm not as fucking cruel and ruthless as everybody likes to make me out to be. And then you made me look like a jagoff. So yeah, sometimes you do give certain people, when you don't have the evidence, you give them, okay, I think.
Well, and that's kind of the whole thing about the SuperPsyguy thing is it's like
I want to bring that up though. Speaking of people I didn't give the benefit of the doubt, I couldn't help but notice that our good friend Mixer Mike was followed by Crikey Dave and vice versa.
well, you got to understand is that like the whole thing about that is I saw you bringing that up, and it's like these are people who have very large projects. So they naturally, people who have artistic projects are going to be watching each other.
Does Mike do a lot of collabs?
I know he does like a hell of a like he draws like fucking crazy.
Well, that's not really here on the line, but he doesn't seem to do a lot of crossovers, and is it possible he was just a fan? He seemed to have a limited number of people, but there was a call with one of the girls who was accused, Sai, and her remark. She was talking about Sai, and she was also talking about Crikey Dave, and she said that they were bragging about who was going to get to sleep with her first when she was 18, and they talked about, oh, he would break up with me because he'd feel guilty and he'd feel nervous, and then he'd go back out with me again, and I'm like, it's Bayfish and Mike.
I mean,
it's literally, and then they're following each other. I would love to talk to this girl and see if she knows a Mixer Mike.
I mean, as far as I'm sure that like they have talked together, going to conventions and stuff like that. And Mixer Mike is outside of, I hate to say it, like outside of your videos and stuff, is not known for this incident. So it's
I did get to talk to him, at least in text. I was able to pop into his chat, and Creepy came in there, and I'll say it, we strong-armed him a bit, and he swore up and down, oh, if you were to go to BC, I'd be glad to talk to you or one of your friends, and Leo showed up, and he ducked him.
Well, I mean, no offense to Leo, it's like, here's the thing, is I actually kind of like Leo. His content is not bad.
Yeah.
So it's like of all of the angry pedo hunters, I believe that Leo's probably the one that actually believes what he says.
Oh,
and it's like
I loved Leo's first fucking video on Tune. I looked at that and fucking said, yeah. And the only reason I had a little bit of a hiccup is when I finally got to talk to Creepy. We had to deal with his connection fucking up the call. But since then everything's cool.
No, it's just as far as like Mixer Mike and fucking, I'm pretty sure that there's a lot of other artists. Like I guarantee that who's that Ren and Stimpy artist that got in trouble for
John Cricklefaust?
Yeah, I guarantee that there's going to be a lot of people in the art community who started watching that guy and just kind of haven't gone through the effort of like going through their Twitter followers and unfollowing him. I mean, as
Mike
an example,
Mike doesn't follow a lot of people. I was more referring to him than judging fucking what's his name?
Oh, you mean Mixer? Okay.
Yeah, I was more judging Mike. I was assuming that there was more to catch him on because I've had Bayfish who told us when she was pro Mike. That's why I absolutely believe her. Not because she was trying to bury him, because she thought I would give her a better deal than Vida. She was wrong.
Well, that is one thing I found interesting was that I saw Mixer Mike tweeting about meeting her at some convention or something, and it was like right after you were talking about all that, and I was like, wait a minute, okay, sure. I know that
Look,
is
here's what I
that's
remember. There were three of
I
us in
should
the call,
probably not
but
poke.
hold it. Before I wound it up, the first person I went to, which I can't give her name, but I'll just say this:
Yeah.
she's big in Brony. She's
All
someone
right.
I respect, and I got her opinion. Um, we sat down, we talked it out, and I was like, "What do I do?" And I almost screwed up and said the name there. She's like, it doesn't sound so bad, and I think her heart was totally in the right place. And Bayfish is like, that's what my parents thought because they both realized that we were both autistic, and that made it okay. And
Oh,
the
that is
person the person in which she's like, honey, stop talking. You're not making me feel good about my decision. And I was all bummed out because I gunned out getting that video as fast as I could. I go back and I
that,
go to complain to Creepy Reading. And he's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? What? Put it out?
now,
Put it out! I'll stop
hang
talking.
on. I would like to say that like I have worked in communities of taking care of very autistic people, and I hate to say it, that kind of thing actually does happen a lot, and it's fucking dumb. And and I would see it happen, and we were told to kind of keep our mouth shut, and like as long as nothing bad happens, it was all like okay, and it's like. Well,
Well,
what can you do?
well, again, there was another girl who accused Mike that he had
Yeah,
orbited around her until she turned 18. That really made me concerned.
but so wait. These people say that like he orbits and then they turn 18 and
Well,
then
here's my gist about that.
stops.
I had this discussion with Bernie Inspector.
Yeah.
He thinks he's like, well, just you wait until Bayfish starts maturing and she stops having that childlike charm. He'll move on. Oh, poor Bayfish. And I was
Well,
like, no, I have my own theory. I think he's
there
not.
are.
I think she's blackmailing his ass to stay there. Not so fast, fat boy. You better
Well,
sit your ass down there. That's my hunch.
okay.
I think Bayfish wants to make sure that Mike and because he broke up with her an awful lot before, and now it's not happening anymore. What changed?
Eh,
It's just a theory. Just a theory.
okay. I, well, I that is one thing I've always
And if
found.
she's doing that, I mean, hey, look, Mike, you reap what you sow. Tough shit.
Yeah.
I don't feel bad for you. Shouldn't have been orbiting around a 15-year-old.
Well, I've heard like the oh God, like the hypothetical situation of like guys who orbit around girls, and then the moment that they're not interested, and it's like, is that a thing that happens?
So I guess
Because it's
I guess certain people are more interested in the hunt than the actual,
well, I
the
mean,
payoff. I guess.
it just seems oddly specific, where it's like, oh, you're 18 now, move on to someone else. It's like,
Well, okay,
really?
you remember that one fucking boy band singer that got caught and his YouTube channel went down? I think
Yeah,
the Right Opinion covered him. Um,
yeah.
when he had them like send him pictures or videos and shit, he would have them tell him specifically, "I want you to repeatedly tell me why you're shaking your butt. Say that you're
Uh,
13."
Wait, are you talking about Onision or
No,
whatever the
not
fuck?
Onision. Here, I'll look it up.
Well, no, that's fine. It's fine. It's
No,
just,
it's not going to help much to look up the Right Opinion.
oh, okay.
As I winded up covering this weirdo too. Let's see.
It's crazy. I'm actually getting art done.
And persevere.
All right, it is. Fuck. Teen Idol manipulated everybody. What's his damn name?
Teen Idol. Yeah, I don't know. When you start talking boy bands, you're kind of outside of my.
No, again, I only heard about this because of the shit hit the fan with him. I think it's Austin something or other.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me get this saved here.
Next time you do
Oh,
this.
fucking hell. Son of a bitch. Trying to see if I could find the damn name anywhere. Encounter is void, Mulpex.
Because I mean, what you were describing does sound a lot.
Here, I got his picture. Maybe you'll fucking be able to figure out who this asshole is.
You know, like I said, when you start talking boys bands, you're kind of outside of my
I
area.
watched a brief bit of this with Rouge, and she fell asleep, and she was like, "Nah, I'm good." Does he look familiar at all?
No,
Okay. Yeah, okay.
I mean, he has like one of those punchable faces. It's like,
I mean, he's in jail now, so that's the good news.
oh God, he's not going to last long at all. Holy
Oh, no,
shit.
no. Austin Jones, that's his damn name. Yeah, so
I still have no idea.
But yeah, I mean, is it possible that basically he's sitting there getting off until he mentally turns off until he turns 18? People are weird, man.
Yeah?
People are weird, and you know what? If my theory is that the girl who came forward said that he lost interest after she turned 18. My theory is that Bayfish basically said you're not going anywhere. I think it lines up pretty good. She really, really liked Mike, and I don't think she really wanted to be told no. Do I think that she matured between 17 and 18, where she found the right stuff, so to speak, to make Mike a happy man, or she just said no? you sit the fuck down. I think that's my hunch.
And if you're right about Mixer being autistic, I sincerely doubt he's going to have the.
Well, no, that's what fucking I'm not asserting that. Bayfish said that. It's literally in call. Or no, that wasn't in call, but she did say that fucking Mixer Mike and her were both autistic. She told me, herself, and a third party who would not be willing to probably come forward. Especially, they'd have to admit the advice they gave me would have been what it was. You heard. I passed that on to fucking Purple Tinker, and she buried this. She like, just stop talking to Anthony. Is what she told Bayfish.
Yeah.
What an
I mean, I don't mean to be like rude, but that is one thing that was like was that like when you kicked me out of Limbo,
yeah,
it was fascinating how quickly people were willing to start talking to me. It was honestly like, oh, you're not Drama Central anymore. Hey, what's up? How you doing? And I'm like,
with these Brixies people.
What? No. Like they were like artists and stuff, and I was like, oh.
Well, I'll put it to you like this, don't it? I remember when you had your King of Limbo. I hijacked Gonzo to come talk to you. I made sure you got a good pod. I think I grabbed it. I think I picked on Aeon to show up. I'm almost certain.
Yeah.
I tried to do right by you when you pissed off Keyframe that one time. Instead of tossing you out, I tried to have a heart-to-heart talk. Why are you doing this?
Oh, well, I mean, as far as like, I mean, that whole situation was basically, it was like, well, at the time she was one of the sanctuary creators, but it's like she's turned around a lot since then, and like has
if you want to have a crack about the sanctuary, remember that was the whole Puzzle Brony Sweetie Bloom thing. Sweetie Bloom's the one who found out Keyblade was a pedophile and killed the story, just wouldn't talk about it.
Oh, is that why the Keyblade story disappeared?
She the original leak, the reading you did, remember? The one
yeah.
That happened in her fucking vent chat.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah. I have not let that go.
I see.
Yeah, and I'm like, when people were criticizing, the whole Dr. Wolf crew over there, I was like, well, I can't speak to everybody, but I know Ms. Bloom's had a experience with shutting her mouth about child predators in the past. Keyblade's a transgender right now, right?
Who's that?
Keyblade is.
Are you serious?
Yep, it's on their DA. To hunt it down. I forgot how me and Hateful found it, but if you go to Artistic Passion's DA, she links to his DA because Brony's always like linked to everybody else, and you just find you follow the collab chain and you can find what they used to be and shit.
Oh, sweet Jesus!
What is he?
Oh wow, that is wow. I don't even know how to respond to that. I'm like,
You got to remember, I used to like fucking Sweetie Bloom. I winded up drawing against that, and I drew a line in the sand. And we wound up breaking ties over that.
I mean, the thing is, well, Sweetie Bloom has been really cool to me. So
Yeah.
it's like
Well,
I have nothing against her. So it's like,
well,
I mean,
the funny thing is, I remember when you and Ryan were both bitching about Keyblade faster than I was. you two had it figured out before I did, and I was like, oh, he's just some little nobody I have to bother myself with. I think Ninja threw him out of the fucking room, and I'm like, well, the problem is solved. And then, Fallen came back and said, no, it's my bull of autism.
yeah.
You can't do that.
Yeah.
Jesus.
No,
I
that
forget
was,
why they hated you.
oh, it was just because I was part of the group, and it was like,
But more than anybody else, they seemed to really dislike you.
oh, well, I was like the one who did the wed code voice.
Oh! But I didn't even know freaking Keyblade was in the red cord thing.
No. It was because of that. It was like the residual effect of that became, oh, well, he's one of those guys.
That's beautiful. Oh, shit.
Yeah. And then and then it just kind of like, oh, well, yeah, it was like, that was like the time when we were like friends with Vida and stuff like that. So it was just kind of, we were all kind of lumped into this big one evil group of, oh, it's those guys.
You remember what happened to Vida when he joined that room the last time?
Oh, yeah, no. I was
Keyblade
there.
hit on him real hardcore. Help! What do I do? Go to the mods. It gets my religion. I can't do that. I hate for this cross comparison. And I know that this isn't apples to apples, but it's kind of the same thing, kind of, sort of. When people are like, why didn't you guys do anything about Toon Critic? Because when somebody was being a creepy pervert, it was more a lol funny meme. It's, when Keyblade, again, for example, would hit on, I don't know, Lady of Orange's quote-unquote Vida, and hit on everything with his skirt, or some things without a skirt.
No.
Yeah.
Like that was the thing that that was part of the reason. All I really did was say that it happened, and it was like, holy shit. Yeah, and in fact, that was like a part of the reason they all fucking hated me, is because I just said that I saw it happen, and it was like I was in Secret Dreamers voice acting chat, and it's like I would see it happening there all the time too.
What, Keyblade being creepy, or what?
Oh yeah, no, he hit on girls, in the voice acting chat. He would hit. It was ridiculous. It was like just fucking kind of gross. And then when people said, "Hey, should we invite him back to the Rift?" And I was like, "Probably not,"
Oh, Jesus.
and then everyone was like, "Oh yeah, well, why'd you say?" And I was like, "Because I've seen stuff."
Yeah. All right, it's been a good talk, Donut. But
All right.
I'll catch you around.